What's Going On podcast.
Yo, this is Ninja.
This is XP Early Bird.
And this is
The What's Going On podcast.
What's Going On podcast. And welcome back to another episode. Today's topics are pretty interesting and fun. But before we jump into that, how was your week, Early?
My week was I guess an average week. Typical. Nothing major, life changing or bad happened. Just just kind of coasting through.
Yeah.
Yep.
And work is everything straight over there?
Work is good. Work is good.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
How things with you over there, bro?
Everything is cool, man. No trouble. Same, just working and getting busy going with the dog shit. I know I always mention that, but I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just there. It's just like it feels good. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to start your own shit. From the bottom and keep grinding to become something. People have been hitting us up for dogs, which is kind of cool. So our presence is being felt.
Cool.
But as soon as we have a litter, they'll be available. But we're just trying to get out there now, so when we have a litter, people know we got pups. But people have been asking us, and we're kind of testing the waters on pricing and stuff like that. But dude, it's coming along, dog. It's coming along really good. Like that's what I spent most of the morning doing, was cleaning up the kennels, the backyard.
Good.
The wife is mopping them up now. I did the whole backyard, like cut the grass, make sure I keep it low so the mosquitoes stay out, spray it, all that shit, man. Germicide. Just make sure it's clean, because they piss all over everything. So, but yeah, man, just a typical week, just working. Tomorrow I'm usually off today and tomorrow, but I figure I pick up a shift tomorrow afternoon. My supervisor asked me if I could just run to one of the parks real quick and make sure everything is good over there. So I'm like, all right, cool. It'll be an easy day. I'll probably work like 4 or 5 hours and just make overtime, just walking around. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So do you mind if I ask you about the story?
The stories
you've been sending me?
Oh yeah, dude. Go ahead, bro. Oh my god,
Okay.
I can't even, bro. I'm having so much fun making those. Like I swear, dude, I didn't even think it was gonna be that interesting. But go ahead.
It's dope because it's not. Well, I'm speak for myself. So, because my attention span can kind of drift a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I get
like,
what you mean.
It's like the story is the timing of it is perfect. Like the length of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not too long and it's not too short.
Right.
So now maybe it can be just a little longer.
And that's the reason why I kind of kept it short, because I know, especially nowadays, man, nobody has the attention span to want to read or even listen to. Remember we talked about that. Remember in the back end, we talked about how people hit me up and be like, "Oh, hours." I'm like, bro, like, what? First of all, you can learn something as fast as you can, right? Let's say you learn how to tie your shoe. It could take some people an hour to learn how to tie a shoe. It could take them a week. It depends on your drive. But a story or reading something is the same way. Like, if you're intrigued by it, you're gonna want to read more. If you're not, or if you just don't have the capability of understanding or even care, you're not gonna read it. You're not gonna listen. So that's why I kept the stories like almost like maybe a page long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I sent them to you, because I'm like, I know you're busy. I know you're into that kind of world of imagination. So I'm like, if anybody is gonna tell me, it'll be you. You know what I'm saying? And I sent it to you and I sent it to Jaden, because Jaden is another one. It's like if he's not into it, he's not into it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, that was a good story. And then when I sent it to you, I was like, I was hoping that you read it and you kind of, I didn't want you to just read it and be like, yo, yeah, it was okay. You know, I wanted you to honestly tell me, yo, this shit's boring, or nah, this shit's whack, or
Yo, it was like, it's, to me, it's extremely good. And
mm,
what makes it extremely good is that it gives you it gives you the character. The story introduces the character, and it explains the character, and it gives the story and what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Before that, and within that segment, it's like,
right,
damn, I was like, yo, that's pretty good. Let me listen to that again.
yeah,
And then
and that's why I did that, because as a comic book reader myself and a video game player,
mhm.
I always hate when they introduce a character to you, but don't introduce the character. You know,
Right. They just put them in your
they
face, and they
just
can
put him
do
in
all
your
of this
face,
stuff, but you don't know
and you
how.
don't even know who he. Like
Right.
sometimes you play with a character, you don't even know their name. You can't, like if you play a game and you don't know the character's name, the game is not doing a good job explaining
Right.
the character. Like I could tell you Tomb Raider, you'd be like Lara Croft. I could tell you Halo, you'd be like Master Chief. But there's
Mhm.
games where you play with characters and you can't remember their names because the game was probably good, but the character's interlude wasn't.
Yeah, like, see, when I'm in a story. What I look for character development, and I look for like the world. 'Cause, like, I really do love a good
And
story, and
that was another thing too. The
I,
world.
I, I think the story in the world that in that story that you're telling is really really good.
Mm.
Uh, because okay, I heard the first one, then it's like, okay, the second one, and then like how you introduce the character, and it's like, yo, my ears are burning. Like, what's going on? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's like I'm anticipating for the next story. And I don't know if, like, you didn't send any more. You sent like 3, right?
Yeah, I sent you chapter 1, 2,
2 and 3,
and half of 3 because
half of 3.
I was still editing. Like I'll even probably go back and change a little bit because there was some, like this is when I first started using the software.
Mhm,
So what it's helping me do is like, okay, obviously I don't know all the big fancy words, right?
mhm,
But I have a lot of story and imagination. So instead of me trying to get a headache coming up with words and looking up, like the software helps me put it together. So I tell the software my story. I come up with the names. I come up with the storyline, the backstories, the
mhm.
places, the fighting, even the fighting scenes. When you hear the girl talk about the fighting scenes, I come up with those fighting scenes. So I don't know if I sent you one where there was a fighting scene yet, but there's a part where they fight Dark Moto, and it's like, Kenji comes out with his kunai and slashes, some art. Like I put all that in there. The only thing that the excuse me, the only thing the program is doing is formulating a readable story with all the fancy words and shit. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I remember I remember the fight between Dark Mode. I think Dark Mode was like really powerful.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
powerful because he's
yeah.
like a super dark assassin. And I came up with all, bro, everything you're listening to, I came up with. Like literally on the fly. And then all of a sudden I was like, yo, this is actually pretty good. Like I
Mhm,
started listening over and over again to see if I can fill in some gaps or make it more interesting. And I went back and I read it and then listened to it and then filled in more stuff. Like I wanted to introduce no more than like 3 or 4 characters. I don't want to get too crazy because it was then it'd be too much. Because there's
mhm.
also a time where there's just too many
Yeah,
characters.
just
You know
too
what I'm
many. Yeah.
saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I like Jujutsu Kaisen,
Mhm,
but there was so many characters. It was hard for me to keep up with all of them, including the main characters. Even though they are the main characters, but there was so many good characters. You kind of get lost in all of their what's going on type of shit.
right.
But
Or some characters might not. Or so you might have a favorite character, but that character never gets any story time or screen time.
right, exactly. So
Kind of like Vegeta. Like, you're a
right, or
fan favorite,
Gohan,
but he
you know
doesn't
what I'm
get the
saying? Like,
yeah,
like they lose them
yeah,
because they have to keep up with a story.
yeah.
So yeah, I like literally. I'm gonna tell you the inspiration. This is gonna sound crazy, but the inspiration behind the story, and just so the viewers understand what we're talking about, I made up I guess like a comic book or a story about a ninja who, well, a guy who becomes a ninja. Kinda, he's fluent in kung fu, but he becomes an experiment to a evil doctor that is experimenting with luminous quantum. I was, bro, I was pulling shit out of my ass at this point. Like, this don't even make sense, but you know, it don't have to. It just it's good.
It
You know what
sounds
I'm saying?
cool.
It sounds
Cool.
legit. I mean, Dragon Ball is not real, but everybody loves it. So it's quantum luminous power. So that could be a array of things, because quantum is, you know, really big, and a lot of people don't understand that much yet. So it only made sense to use stuff that most people don't understand. So it just sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she is using his quantum power, luminous power, and light to give people powers. Long story short, well, I'm not even done with the story yet, but I'm on like chapter 5, I think, or 4. But I sent early bird some, you know, some early drafts of my stuff, and the main character is called Kenji Sparks. That's his name, but he calls himself Quantum Ninja, which I thought was clever. And you know, he meets a couple of people on the way. But like I said, I grabbed stories from. All right, I grabbed stories from like Dragon Ball, obviously, Mega Man. I know it sounds crazy, but Mega Man, and I kind of gave the vibe of Jujutsu Kaisen as they're looking for stuff. So it was more along that kind of vibe. Naruto, all those great kind of animes and stories that make a good, like, I don't care what anybody says. I think Mega Man has like the greatest storyline.
Mega Man story.
Yeah, for world domination kind of shit. It's just so good. So I was coming up with all these ideas literally as I was, you know, reading and putting. I was just coming up with ideas. I was coming up with so many ideas. I had to start writing it down because I was starting to forget what cities they were from. You know, shit like that.
Question, real quick. So as I'm listening to the story, I'm trying to imagine the world that they're in. Right.
Okay. And tell me if I did a good job explaining it. But go ahead.
Okay. So from what I imagine, I'm saying. So I'm listening to the story. I think you did a good job, but I just want to see if what I'm imagining is what you're trying to portray.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
It's a dark kind of somewhat futuristic cyborgish world.
Right. Yes.
Cool.
Neo City is like that, like a kind of like a cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Right. Exactly.
But not exactly. But not as
bad as. So it's more civilized. It's not so like a bad neighborhood in Star Wars.
Is it super high tech, or it's just like you have some technology, but it's just this limited technology they have is like really, really advanced technology?
Right. So it's more like the beginnings. Okay, so they're established tech, but it's like the beginnings of a really high power tech. Okay, so it's like way past us currently, but not as advanced as, like, let's say Mega Man kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? They're still kind of trying to figure it out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for instance, the Dr. Swift, mind you, backstory for everybody. I might put the story up on like a podcast.
I was going to suggest you do it as shorts, bro. Like upload it to the channel as shorts. Bro.
I could do that. I could probably do that. I think that'd be cool. I'll probably upload it so people can understand what I'm trying to do. But backstory, so if I do upload it, people understand. Dr. Swift, which is a female, is, I had to come up with a name, and I was like just trying to come up with something clever. And I remembered all evil scientists always have simple names. I've noticed that. So I wanted to kind of just throw out an Easter egg there for all my favorite, you know, evil scientists. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Wiley and all these other doctors, right? So I put Dr. Swift, and I'm like, I had to come up with the name. So I'm like, who I don't like, and and it's gonna sound crazy, but I don't like Taylor Swift. Oh, bro, I can't stand Taylor Swift, dog. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying, like, You know, when Taylor Swift and all these people come out, it's just like it's so much Taylor Swift. You're like, yo, I'm so sick of hearing Taylor Swift.
I
So
got you.
that's why I don't like her. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just like when she's out, she's out. You know. So
Mhm.
I named it Dr. Swift. You know, so it's an Easter egg in there. Like that's another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to dedicate all my manga and all my gaming, all my knowledge of all these things I love, and kind of just put them all in my story, because you know there's nothing original under the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Everything,
right, right,
somebody's done something, you know.
right.
So I wanted to just try to make it more different. So like even the cities, like for instance, Neo City is a city, you know, tech savvy city. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
then like on the outskirts of Neo City, you have Temple Town. So that's like the town where the old school people might live, where they you know they do temple stuff, where they worship, and you know they probably study martial arts in the old manner and old
So
fashion.
their life is not really integrated with
Right.
technology.
They're not integrated with technology, but it doesn't mean it's not there. It's
But it's
just
not. Yeah, yeah.
it's
They
not
just
as
they're not as rely upon. They
right,
don't rely upon
exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's kind of like Star Wars, where they go out to the outskirts, but they still have like cleaning droids and shit. But
Mhm.
it only because they found it, you know, and they just
Mhm.
introduced, like it's kind of like that. So Templetown is the outskirts of an old town, an old city, and then you have Upper City. And I figured, I was like, I can't, I just don't want to have outskirts. I want to have sky towns, because then I started thinking about, if it's futuristic, there has to be
Like a floating city.
right, cities in the sky. And this is where like my, you know, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and games where there's cities in the sky. So you know, I dug into that bag, and then I was like, oh, I could do Upper City, and this is a city in the sky that's not as dope as Neo City, but this is like a city not on the outskirts, because obviously they're not outside, they're up. So I was like, it only makes sense to call it Upper City. So it's
Mhm.
like an extension of Neo City, but in the sky. And this
Gotcha.
is where like most of the criminals and they hang out up there. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to
Mhm.
get them away from Neo City, so they built this other city to kind of
Gotcha.
just watch over them. So
Gotcha.
yeah, and then I got Hidden Forest, is where, you know, the rebels might hide. So I was writing down, you know, cities that were close, you know, just to kind of coordinate, because I didn't want them to only be fighting in the same city. I wanted them to travel, you know, because those are the best. Then that's when my Pokemon shit came into play, because I was like, you know, Pokemon, he travels to all these cities, you know, and they were
Mhm.
always close by. So that's why I my cities were like named that way. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah,
Gotcha.
dude, I wanna I'll probably do the shorts. I'll probably do that. I just got to come up with a way to kind of like make them like not like kind of animated, but obviously I'm not gonna draw these things. I'll probably use like like picture kind of animation, something where they could visually see
Mhm.
something but just listen. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to find an app that probably put visuals to it or something. That's my only thing. But yeah, I'll probably upload it, and I even had Jess listen to it, and she listened to like 3 chapters, fell asleep on the last one because, to be fair, it was late at night. But she said it was actually really good. And yeah, she don't really care for shit like that. So yeah, man, I really dabbled into it, and I got pretty excited writing them. So I got a lot of shit I got a lot of weird shit going on in my head. So
I do too, man. And I created something like long ago, and I got it on my files, man. And it's like I got so many characters, so many cities, but I don't know. It's like it's hard to. Well, I want to actually make like a comic and not just a story. So
yeah.
finding like an artist and all this, and having the money to invest to get it to fruition, man, like this is extremely difficult.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I like with the program, the AI shit, it's been helping me develop that sense of like, yo, I could do this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's
Okay,
kind of
okay.
cool.
Well, I
Yeah.
might have
So,
to look into the AI.
bro, I'll send you the shit. I don't want to blast it on the internet because I don't want to like get it pulled, or somebody be like, yo, you can't do that. So, if anybody wants to know, they can hit me up. But I'm not gonna just put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the AI shit, like, it's been working, you know, and I like it. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I think if you use it for good shit, it's cool. You know what I mean? But we do have AI questions for Cloud later, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I got a couple good ones, dog. It's funny, and I'm hoping that I'll make sure she says them shortly. But um, yeah, I think that'd be cool. But I guess we could get into these topics and see what's going on in the world. So, what's going on now?
First topic, man. We're gonna have a serious tone, and we're gonna talk politics, man. Not necessarily Democrats or Republicans or who you're voting for, but more so the climate of politics and how politics is not about policy anymore. It's not about what is like the knowledge and expertise of this politician and why they should be uh elected, but more so like whosoever can get the the hottest celebrity to endorse them or to show up to their conventions or whatever. It seems like that's what politics has become. Like what are your thoughts on that?
And my thoughts and like I said, I know we touch on politics, and I'm not a super politic person by any means. I don't know all the ins and out, and I'm pretty sure neither do half of y'all motherfuckers. But um, I just think nowadays, at the age I'm at, and just watching politics and whatever, it just seems like it's. And I know it's probably at one point it's always been a popularity contest because obviously you want them votes, so you got to go out there. But it just seems like now it's more like who I could bring out, how cool can I be, it's almost like and like I said, this to me, this started with Obama. Like, again, don't get me wrong, I know the Clintons and all of them, they will always get famous people to endorse them and they will come out, but it wasn't like how it is now. Like, they get, like, it's mostly entertainers, you know what I'm saying? I remember Diddy's vote or die shit. That was fucking terrible. You know that he got a bag for that. But it's that now. It's like, okay, how many Jay-Z's and Beyonce's I can get on stage, and how many Megan Thee Stallions and all these guys I can get on stage to come
Right.
out here and get people to like me. Meanwhile, we don't half the people who are looking at these things don't even know what they're voting for.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
well, I would say that's more on the Democratic side. Now, and I know we said we wasn't going to get into Democrat Republican, but I feel the Republicans are amazing at getting their points across. Like, this is what we want, this is what we're going to do. Whereas the Democrats, it's like you don't know what it is you're trying to do.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
they're very terrible at getting their message across. They're very terrible at saying these are the policies that we're trying to implement. This is why it's crucial that you vote for us. They're terrible at that. Where the Republicans, I feel like they do a really good job of that. But to keep it on topic, okay. So you had the Aiden Ross and the Donald Trump interview. Okay, so you went and got a streamer. Okay, so now we're gonna get a streamer, and then you end up with Casanat crashing out on his live.
Right.
And like that's what politics is now. You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
It's
like a
not even like they don't even let it happen organically. Like,
right.
the
It's
kid
like a
really liked Trump and got him on TV.
and
Like,
that's why it worked.
right.
Where it's like it's probably like it's like tic-tac-toe. You put an X here, I'm gonna put a circle there. You put an X right here, I'm gonna put a circle there. And so it's not politics is politics it really has become a game. And I feel like where we are and where the world is now is I feel like it's more crucial now than ever because you got the war going on over there. They put plenty of videos of babies dying. And I just feel like it's just too much at stake. Like for real, this election for us to take things so lightly. And that's my take on that.
Yeah, and just to touch on it real quick, and we can move on because it's just stupid. After a while, it just gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, all the migrant shit that's going on in New York and LA and all the crime. Like LA and New York are probably getting hit the worst with this migrant and crime shit. And everybody, you know, and I don't want to sound like I'm blaming everything on them, but crime has been up. You know, obviously they're televising it more because it's a scare tactic. But I'm pretty sure this has been happening, you know.
Right.
But with everything that's happening on TV now, it's scaring people more. So now people are gonna go out there and vote. But like nobody's touching base on any of this stuff. You know, you got cops out here getting shot, you got people out here getting shot. They haven't touched on any of that. You know what I'm saying? You got people getting robbed in parks. Like if in Central Park, they got gangs of young migrants just walking around robbing people in broad daylight. They don't give a fuck because in their countries, this is the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Out here, they know they're gonna get away with that shit, so that's what they on. And like I said, if you're gonna bring in asylum seekers, whatever, refugees, they need help, then you have to have a program so they can be helped. I'm not gonna bring 50 people to my house and then be like, yo, I don't know what to do with y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's like me adopting kids and not feeding them. You know, how would I look if I adopted 3 kids and I didn't feed them and I ain't do shit and I don't give them clothes, I don't send them to school? They'd be like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, oh. That's what they're doing to us. They're bringing in people they don't know what to do with. Yeah, come on. 100,000 of y'all motherfuckers, come on in here. All right, we here. What we gonna do? I don't know. Figure it out. There you go. New York City streets, baby. Figure it out. So you got people out there robbing people, stealing, selling shit. Yo, bro, they was stealing cars in New York and driving them to the huts or whatever you want to call them over there in Randall Island where they live. Those big ass fucking teepees that they got all these people living in like fucking animals. They stealing cars and driving them to those things and parking them like they're their cars. They literally Christopher Columbus people's shit. It's crazy. Like the cops went, mind you, there are cops there all day long, and they think that these migrants have enough money to have cars already. Like what? They were, bro. They did a whole sweep in that place. They found drugs, guns. They got rid of scooters, cars. They towed like 20, 30 cars from that area. Dang. All of them was stolen or unregistered cars they bought from the streets. I'm like, yo, how are they getting away with shit that I can't even do? If God, yo, let me drive outside with a fucking car without, if my plate fell off.
Right.
I don't have my goddamn plate. These niggas want to take me and throw me somewhere. But these guys are driving around the city in stolen cars with guns in them, and they good. They go to jail for like 2 minutes and they're right back on the street.
And so, it's situations like that makes me untrustworthy of the government and the things that they say and do. So you're telling me to vote a certain way because if I don't, then this is going to happen and that's going to happen. But then I see situations like this and it's like the way y'all handling this situation is so funny. It's so something's going on here-ish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because it's like there's no way that you can allow these things to happen. Because it's like the only way those things can happen is if you allow it to happen. That's more an accurate statement for me. Because, like you say, how do you come into this country and you got that much money to get a car, and you're being surveilled?
It was crazy.
Surveilled.
I watched the video of them towing cars, and they're not towing. They're like towing decent cars, and cars. All around the map, cars are expensive. It could be from a Honda Civic to a Benz. It doesn't matter. That shit gonna be more than $5,000. But how are these people living in shelters driving car like you don't put that together? There's no way you're in a migrant shelter with no paperwork, waiting on a green card or whatever the fuck you're waiting on, working papers, and you're driving around in a fucking like a 2010 Honda Civic. Like, how are you paying for that? So let's say let's say they did own it. Let's say it is theirs. Where are you getting that bread from? The city? They're getting food stamps. They sound like they're getting some kind of money that's helping them get these things that they don't even like. Listen though, listen. If I'm a politician, the first thing I'm gonna do when I go on stage, if I want votes, I'm taking all that shit out. I'm sorry, migrants are gone. I am getting rid of all that shit. I'm not spending billions of dollars on people who come here and don't give a fuck and beat up cops and steal from our neighbors and shit. Nope, gone. I'm sorry. It sounds crazy, but that's what I'm doing. I'm getting the votes that way. I'm also getting the votes by saying I'm not sending no bread, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sending no bread to Ukraine. I am sorry. Listen, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know any political views on that. I'm not in those trenches. I don't know anything. I'm just saying politically don't make sense for us to be there or even help these guys. Like everybody keeps saying, well, Putin is crazy. If he takes over Ukraine, imagine what he doesn't want United States. He don't want our fucking dirty little town. He doesn't want this shit. He wants back what they owned at one point. That they got exiled. Like that shit was Russia, bro. Let's keep it real. They took that shit. I mean, I watched the videos. I know a little bit of history. That shit was Russia shit. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was. They just want their shit back. But anyway, I'm not saying no bread to Ukraine. How are we fixing other countries' problems when we can't even fix our own fucking problems?
And that's the thing about politics.
Like trillions of dollars are being sent somewhere.
And they swear to God that sending that money over there is in our best interest and is going to protect us. Like that's the crazy part. And that's why I hate politics, bro.
Bro,
it's just a game.
But that's the thing. Nobody has. I think Trump touched on it a couple times, but I haven't heard anybody say anything about Ukraine, and nobody even cares. Like nobody, like even the news people don't bring it up. Like why? What we are not allowed to ask these questions? Why are we still sending bread to Ukraine? Oh, they're killing. Okay, I feel bad. Yes, but look at all these other countries that are getting bombed. I mean, you got the Hamas guys. All right, you got the people over there getting killed too. Nobody's saying anything about that. Everybody thinks they're bad people. They're not bad people. They just like they have a group that does bad things.
Right.
Period. That's like a bunch. That's like a bunch of Americans living in another country do some wild shit. That wasn't all America. That was just this fucking small group of assholes that did some dumb shit. I mean, it just don't like it don't make sense. Like we sending money to Ukraine to help them, but we're not sending money to Palestine or any of these other places that are getting bombed on. Like it don't make sense, dog. Like what are we doing? And that I don't know, dude. It don't make sense. I don't know. I mean, Jewish people get pissed off when you mention shit like that, but what have they done for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were going to war right now, would Ukraine send us shit? No, they probably wouldn't. Or we probably don't need nothing from them because they don't have the shit we even have. Like, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's nuts to me. It's nuts how we're a superpower and we can't even fix shit here with our superpowers.
I think we can, but we just choose not to.
Listen, if we send all that money to billions to Ukraine, why we can't send billions to New York City and LA so they can stop the fucking crime and hire more police?
But they can. They just don't want to. It's a choice. They choose not to.
Why not? Why? Why is it so fucking hard to? Yo, here's a Billy. Fix LA. Take all the homeless people, build some shit for them, and come up with a way so we can pay this shit back.
And like that's the thing. That's the whole point of politics and what it has become. It's like you don't put Americans first, and that's why Trump is so dominant in these political spaces, because he's talking the language that Americans want to hear. Now, whether he's going to do it or not, I mean, I don't know, but he's saying put America first. We're not sending money over here. We're not sending money over there. We're not going to send money over there. We're going to keep their money here in America. That's what Americans want to hear, and that's why Trump is so popular. Well, the Democrats is, well, we got to do this and we got to do that. These are our allies. We have to help our allies and yada yada yada.
No.
Meanwhile, we helping our allies, bro. Is making it harder on us.
Yeah.
These interest rates are high. The groceries are high, bro. This is ridiculous.
Bro,
and people will convince you that what they're doing is in our best interest. It is not in my best interest for you to take that money and send it overseas, and then when I go into the grocery store to get groceries, freaking eggs $35 or some shit, man. Like it's crazy.
I remember there was talking shit about Trump a while back about how he's friends with Putin. And listen, if it's one thing I learned is I'd rather be close to the enemy than just having friends, because at least if you're close with him, you know what's going on. Same thing with George Bush Jr. I think they were mad at him because he used to actually talk with Putin. Why not have these guys, even though let's just say Putin is a fucking maniac, why not have him close to you so you know what the fuck is going on, instead of leaving this guy to his own fucking thing and having him go wild on the world? And that, like, the same thing with with Korea. Trump went out there, visit these guys, like he was in the pocket with these guys. Whether it was good or bad, I don't know. But listen, we didn't have to pay Ukraine for a war that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. Like, why not kind of establish a friendship with these guys, regardless of their beliefs, bro? Fuck, let's put all that shit to the side. Whether he thinks whatever, religion, Jewish people, whatever. Let's come up with a solution. Like, yo, fuck all this fighting shit. What can we do for each other? You want to make your ruby good? We want to make our American dollar good. What can we do to make that pop? And come up with a fucking solution, bro. Like, if money rules the world, then why the fuck are we fighting for some shit that has nothing to do with money? I mean, unless there's a deeper, darker thing going on in these countries that we obviously don't know about, then what are we really fighting for? Land, religion, respect? None of that shit matters. Your religion does. I don't give a fuck about your religion. At the end of the day, if it ain't gonna bring me no happiness, I don't care how. I don't care what God. Fuck your God. Fuck your religion. Fuck all that shit. If babies are dying and people are losing their lives, what is your religion doing? It ain't doing a damn thing. You can sit there and pray on a rug all day, unless that rug is gonna fly you to a different country. You're praying for nothing, bro. None of that shit matters. That's why I hate, and I don't want to say I hate religion, but this is why I hate when people use religion for everything, because it's not going to get you out of situations, bro. If a train is coming and I'm about to die and I pray, unless there's a fucking trap door and somebody hits a button and I fall down before the train hits me, the religion ain't going to do shit. That train's going to hit me. I just don't get it. I don't get it. People are putting too much faith in their politics, their religion, but then they want to take religion out of schools. It don't make sense to me. It's like, I could walk outside and tell somebody I don't believe in God, and they'll be like, oh, you're crazy. You don't believe in God, you're going to hell. You should go to church next week and repent. But you go to school and they don't mention not one peep about Jesus or God, but yet they're teaching you how to twerk. This shit is, bro, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We are living in a society where if attention is the new drug, bro. That's it. Attention is the new drug. If I'm not showing you attention, you think I hate you. Or if I don't care for your needs, you think I hate you. Bro, I just don't care.
I say we living in the age of jumping off bridges, man, because I remember when I was younger, and if you did something bad and the adults will question you and say, why did you do that? And then you'd be like, well, so-and-so did it. And then they'd be like, well, if so-and-so jumped off a bridge, you going to jump off a bridge too? The answer to that question used to be no. But the answer to that question today is yes. He jumped off the bridge, he died, and became famous, and now his family got money or whatever. So I'm doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
But you dead.
Yeah,
But they
it's
don't
nuts, bro.
care, man.
It's nuts, bro.
It's
And like I
wild.
said, believe in what you want to believe in. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But don't ever come to me and talk about I need this and I need to do that. Because everything I've done on my own with the wife, whatever. But I also believe like people need a higher power to believe in. Because that keeps people straight on a straight line. Fine. If that's what you need to progress through your life, by all means, go ahead. I know I'm a good person. And I know I won't do no fuck shit to somebody, but I don't need a religion or a person or a thing or something that's not to tell me how to do it. And like I said, politicians are not doing that anymore. They're not listening to people. They're just fucking pulling strings and pressing buttons and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Sending money to places that don't need it or don't deserve our money or our help. It's just that simple, dog. Yo, Ukraine is not even part of the UN, right? I mean,
I don't
NATO.
think so. I don't think so.
Okay, and we are helping the fuck out of them for no reason. I don't get it. Like I don't know, dude. The NATO and all that shit's a fucking scam. They if Putin, I think if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. If somebody correct me, but I think Putin at one point wanted to kind of join NATO or do something, and they told him no. Or I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I read that somewhere in online. But like I said, a lot of that should be fake anyway. But I heard that he didn't want. I know he didn't want Ukraine to join NATO. But if that was the case, they should have just let everybody join NATO. And guess what? We don't have to fight for shit because everybody's on fucking NATO. Like, come on,
Right.
bro. If the Bloods and the Crips could get along for a little while, I don't see why the fuck two fucking superpowered countries can't. You got YG and Snoop Dogg running around throwing the Bloods and Crips signs, and we can't get. It's just crazy. And this is what I'm saying: it's who has the biggest dick contest when it comes to political and country shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's out of my hands. I guess we could run into the next topic, which is probably way more fun than politicians. Anyway, what are we talking about on the next one?
Oh, we're talking about Tyler the Creator, man.
Tyler the Creator.
Now, I didn't watch the the whole interview. I
think I watched a little bit.
I actually heard the Joe Budden podcast talking about it, but Tyler the Creator is calling out the younger rappers. I mean, he's pretty much expressing how he feels about the way rap is now.
Yeah.
He's saying everybody sounds the same, everybody doing the same thing, and he's saying like there's no originality in hip hop currently. But we've been kind of saying this thing for a while because like we said this on the earlier part. I was saying how back in the day when you watched the music video, you could pretty much kind of tell where you were by what was going on in the video. So like if you're watching the music video and you see a bunch of black guys riding dirt bikes and four wheelers through some streets, okay, that's DMX and the Rough Riders. So y'all know on the East Coast, all right. Or you saw palm trees, whatever. I don't know what kind of trees those are. But you saw like a 6'4" Impala with switches.
You know,
That's West Coast.
right.
So, and if you saw a box Chevy with half naked girls sitting on the car, you down south. So hip hop don't have that no more. Like they're not showcasing where this is who we are, this is how we live, this is the way we dress, this is the way we ride our cars. This is us in our little section over here.
Right.
So it doesn't have that anymore.
And I'm glad you said that because this has been my argument for the last 10 years. And I know this. I always stem back to the Drake and Kendrick beef, right? Because this is the people don't understand how important this, and I don't even want to say beef was, how important this disconnect was with this beef. And when I say that, I mean what Kendrick was trying to say is that let's just put aside the PDF stuff, right? Because there's no real allegations on that. Let's just put that aside. Let's just say he was just clowning on that point. But everything else he was saying is true. To the like you said, if you saw Chevy box girls strip poles, you knew you were in the South. If you saw motorcycles, whatever, you saw East Coast. Tim boots, New York fitted, you knew that was East Coast. You saw cars bouncing up in the street with Bloods and Crips, like you knew you were on West Side. They had an identity,
Right.
And this is what Kendrick was trying to say. None of these niggas have identities anymore. Drake, and I always stem it back to Drake because Drake is the easiest one to put out there because this is what we've been talking about. Drake has no identity, bro. You could put a Drake song on and you can't visually see his hood. You can't see where he came from. You play Drake songs, it doesn't matter what song you play. You could play a Drake song with Ross on it. You don't know where Drake. You know where Ross came from. You don't know where Drake is from. It sounds like he was just with Ross. You could play a Drake song with Lil Wayne in it. You know New Orleans sound. You know when you see those gold fronts and the dread hair, like you know New Orleans is in the house. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to Drake, you don't hear Canada. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear Texas. Even Texas has its own sound, yeah. When you listen to those guys, but when you listen to Drake, you don't hear any cultural background. And yes, he makes good music. Yes, I will not take that from him. He makes good music. He just doesn't make music that identifies with what he is trying to, like his persona. Right. It just doesn't. You cannot tell me anything different, bro. Like, I'm a hip hop person. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care how many records he sold. I don't care how many bitches he's fucked. He's not showing you where his hip hop genes are at. DMX did. Nas did. Andre 3000 did. Even some of the new guys, J. Cole, the Baby, Little Baby, that I don't even listen to Little Baby's music, but when he raps, you can tell where he's from. The rest of these new guys don't have that, and Tyler's right. And this is what I kind of don't understand about Tyler, because I'm not a big fan of Tyler. I don't listen to his music at all, but I know of him and I've heard some songs.
Yeah, me too.
And why he is real creative. People have been saying stuff about him like that, and he goes on the crazy. And like when Eminem was saying shit about him, he kind of went nuts. But now I think he's in Eminem's shoes because he's so popular and he's so good now. He's saying exactly what Eminem has been saying. So I kind of feel like even though he's went back and forth with Eminem, he is Eminem now. Saying all this shit, like, oh, these guys don't have an identity, they blah blah blah. Okay, you are the old nigga now. You know what I'm saying? Like you the parent that goes, oh, who listen to that bullshit? That he's in those shoes now.
So I mean, and that's why, whenever I talk to the younger generation, man, it's like, yo, you gotta be careful with that word old, because as long as you have a birthday, one day you're gonna be old. And then the same way you looking and treating the older generation, the younger generation gonna treat you the same way. So
yeah,
we gotta be careful with that. And that's all. It's like life is it's so funny because the older generation has been places that we're trying to get to. And we swear to God that we know everything and that can't nobody tell us nothing. But the older generation is trying to tell us. But the only way that we can really see it is if we experience it ourselves. And now we're sitting back like, dang, man, they were trying to tell me. And then you look at the younger generation and it's like, you about to make the same mistakes I did, and I'm trying to tell you, but I can't tell you because you think you know everything. And the only way they can know is if they go through it. So it's funny. Life is funny.
The whole thing, man. The whole thing with life is it is an experience, bro. Like, I could sit here and tell a young kid how to do everything right, and he'll do everything wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just, I could show him, I could take him, bro. I've done it, bro. I've done it. I've tried to talk to people and show people, and I've even taken them and showed them, like, yo, this is how I do it. You could do it. No, they don't. They do some other shit, fuck up, and then they'll call me years later, talk about, yo, I wish I would have did what da 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 da. I'm like, oh, well, I'll try to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I had plenty of people, plenty of people. I try to get on board with certain things I was doing. Nothing, bro. And I'm like, bro, it's very few people that can actually fuck with what you're trying to tell them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Very few.
Yeah, very few.
But I don't know, dude. But yeah, no, I understand Tyler's pain. That's like since we're talking about this shit, with Lil Yachty, the shit he was saying, like, oh, New York niggas don't got no style. The South is Atlanta is what's popping right now. And the thing I have to say about that is the same thing Tyler was kind of saying. Like Atlanta, when Atlanta was coming up, right? Because remember, everything was in New York, everything. Then Atlanta was coming up, Andre 3000 and all these guys. They put a flag and a staple in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? In the South, I want to say. Everything came from that hip hop era. So yeah, Atlanta did their own thing. But for Lil Yachty, that is a terrible rapper and has a shitty I don't know if I've heard he writes songs for Drake. I've heard he wrote songs for other artists. If you being a good writer has nothing with you being a good rapper or hip hop person. His music to me is terrible. I can't stand his voice. It's annoying. Just everything. I don't know. There's something about Lil Yachty I don't like. It's just like he's all over the place. He wants to be gay, green hair. I just don't. I don't know what he's doing. He like he was just chasing the moment every time you see him. But for him to say that New York don't have no style, and then as I'm watching the interview, I think the guy or somebody asked him, so what Atlanta's bringing to the table? He's like, yo, we bringing, like, I'm watching his fit, and he's wearing. He asked, I think Yachty, he asked him, like, what's his favorite thing to wear? He's like, oh, I like this my baggy pants and my big shirt. And as I'm watching him, he's wearing baggy pants and a puffy shirt. I'm looking at him, I'm like, you a dumbass nigga. Like, the shit you wearing, we've been wearing in like 97, 96, 2000s. Like, everybody was wearing that shit. Even in New Orleans, niggas were wearing big shirts and, the ghetto boys, white tees. Like, bro, like, what are you even talking about? Like, somebody needs to tell this nigga to shut up. Like, he's literally standing there talking about New York niggas don't have no style. Meanwhile, Dipset, Diddy, Jay-Z, all these guys came with styles that everybody took. I don't give a fuck where you at.
I'm gonna give Dipset their credit. But when Dipset
everybody
came out,
took this style.
Yeah, I mean, people down south was dressing like Dipset. I'm not.
Nigga, you cannot tell me that. Listen, niggas in the South wear boots with shorts. It's hot as fuck. What do you like? I've seen it. You cannot tell me that New York niggas have no style. Yeah, you need to shut your dumb ass up and take notes, my nigga. Like, you need to go back and watch some old videos before you were born. And this is the problem. Like, these guys have platforms to talk bullshit. It's almost like watching political niggas talk propaganda and saying that, we didn't start, these wars and we would. It's just like that. It's like, yo, Yachty, you need to shut your dumb ass up. Like, talking about like New York niggas don't have no style and Baltimore. Like, bro, the nigga, we started that. Like, we started the baggy fit. We started Tim boots and we started fitted hat. Like, you cannot trace that shit back anywhere else but New York. You know what I'm saying? Bubble coats, JanSport book bags, North Face, like everything. Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, even 50 when he started rocking fucking tank tops, and niggas were out here looking puny as hell, rocking G-Unit tank top, looking weird. Like, that shit came from here, bro. Like, every generation of hip hop had a vibe that came from New York, bro. Now is Atlanta and all these other places doing different things? Yes, like Pharrell and all, but ASAP Rocky, like they all have clothing lines and all this crazy shit. Niggas wearing purses now and dresses. Yeah, but for Yachty to say that Atlanta, and this is no disrespect to Atlanta, but that Atlanta is running fashion is false, bro. Like that's absolutely insane. And I'll give you something even better. 2 Chainz and Future and bro, I even go back to say like T.I. and Ludacris. When they were out, they had their own feel and vibe, but a lot of the shit they did also came from New York. Like when I saw Ludacris and Tim's and the baggy jeans, Air Force Ones, bro, that's all New York. He has a whole song about Air Force Ones. That is New York shit, nigga. Like, you can't deny it. Like, we birthed it and everything else happened after that. That's it, bro. So for Yachty to say shit like that, it's niggas like Yachty that keep this weird negative vibe of how New York niggas is, don't have, like, shut your goofy ass up. Because if you go to New York right now, somebody's going to slap the dog shit out your face. And that's the shit. Like, a lot of these niggas talk shit and they will not step foot into New York without some kind of fucking bodyguard or some shit. Because they will get him for talking that shit, bro. But that's my take on Little Yachty's dumbass.
Well, I didn't know that was the route.
Yeah, bro. I can't stand like little niggas who talk shit and don't have facts. Like they just talking for the moment. They don't even do like, and that's like me saying, I don't know, some wild shit about anything and not checking the facts or saying there's no planets. Yeah. And I don't know shit about the planets. So I can't do that. I don't know. Like it's just crazy, bro.
I got you. But I thought we was gonna be talking about how Yachty exposed his that he was writing for his artist. I forget the female's name.
Yeah, I did hear that too. Then I also heard that he wrote a bunch of songs with Drake and that he got beef with Drake now too. Apparently he got beef with Drake because they did a song together that was supposed to come out on Yachty's new album and Drake didn't clear it or some shit like that.
I don't think it got cleared because the person that they sampled didn't want them to sample it and didn't approve them to put it out. So they was talking about that on the Joe Budden podcast. So that was the situation with that.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. All I know is that if he, and like I said, if he does write these songs, he's probably a good writer, and give these, because you could be a good writer and be a shitty rapper, or you could be a good singer and be a shitty writer, because everybody has help. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like, if that's the case, then give him his credit, bro. Like that's it. I don't know. Like I just don't care for any of those guys, brother. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Because they just they do weird shit, and then they, like I don't know, bro. Yeah.
Shifting something a little more fun. So we're about to get into something that we love.
Yeah.
Which is video games, man. We love video games over here at What's Going On podcast.
You already know.
One of our favorite franchises is about to release a video game soon. Dragon Ball.
Let's get into it.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is about to release. I think it's like October sometime.
Yeah, October 20 something, I think.
We will be playing this game when it comes out. We will be live streaming this game when it comes out. So y'all stay tuned for that. We'll update y'all on that.
Yeah. So I did watch the gameplay of this one that was on the screen right here. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I did watch the Gohan Cell, bro. This game looks so good, dog.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like I know they touched up the graphics, and the shit, but as for the like we were talking about a couple pods ago about the destruction and the areas around it, bro, is going down, son. I was watching one where they were fighting, and I think it was like Goku. It was Vegeta and I want to say Goku, or I don't know. It was Vegeta though, but they were fighting. Yeah, it was Vegeta and Goku. They were fighting, and they flew into a building, and the building like storefront broke, and they were like inside outside the building fighting, and then like
crazy.
yeah, Vegeta power up, and like when he did like that, the building just collapsed. It was so good, dog. It was refreshing to see that they actually have destructible shit. Like you can see right there, he just blew up the rock. Like that rock in the background, he could probably smash through it. Like it was good. Look, he powered up, and you see how when he did like that, it broke. That's what happened to the building. Yeah, dude, the game looks really good, bro. Really good, man. I think also real quick, Vegeta did Goku did a Kamehameha, but it was like a small Kamehameha, just a quick one. And Vegeta held it and then threw it to the side, and then proceeded to move forward with a comp. It was nuts, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. And that's the thing they haven't shown yet, is that they always show like this fighting, like one person view. So if somebody does a Kamehameha or power, I don't know if something pops up on the other person's screen, letting you know, like, yo, they did a blast, like, you know, there's no indication on like what does the other person see when you're about to do something. Do they have like a moment of time where they can cancel your shit, or you know, because I've noticed in this game there's not a lot of running away from blast like in Xenoverse, where I can literally, you can blast me and I could just kind of just step to the side and that shit's gone and I can just hit you. And this one, I've noticed, and I could be wrong, but I've noticed where they do a blast or or a hit combo, and it goes straight to them. Like they do the animation and they go straight to them. And I don't know if they can move out the way. Maybe they can, but I've noticed that they get hit every time, almost every time, unless they deflect it. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's the deflection. Like there's still a lot of the game I don't understand and they haven't showcased yet. And even the guys who play, they haven't really explained how to deflect certain things. So I don't know, man. It just looks really good, and I can't wait to play this shit.
Maybe they couldn't give away too many.
Yeah, that was I was thinking too, because a lot of the guys only said they had an hour to play. So I'm like, ugh, that's not enough time. It takes you like an hour to learn the game.
Yeah, it's gonna take more than an hour.
Yeah, especially with there's combos and supers.
If blocking a key blast is like an advanced technique, then it's definitely gonna take longer than an hour.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you think about it, Xenoverse, when you do your training with the Supreme Kai, you be in that bitch for at least 2 hours trying to get that whole list done, and it's hard as fuck when you get to the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if it's gonna be that intense, I would think it'd be, you know, a little bit hard to block. I don't know. It could be easy, but I'm just saying, like, it just looks like there's a lot more technique than just a button mash. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do they have a? Didn't I see like a what if mode on here?
I don't know. You talking about in the game?
It's like a
what if?
I guess it's like a story mode of like a what if.
Oh! I see what you mean. I don't know. Maybe because they're talking about it's supposed to have like 3 or I don't know if it was like. I know there's a battle and then there's a story mode and a battle mode. And I know in story mode there's like certain characters you could pick and you play through, you know, old Dragon Ball things. Wow. But I didn't hear anything about what if mode. If there is, I would think it'd be like separate to the story mode and you know, after you unlock shit. But I don't know, dude. If it is, I can't wait. Even when you look at the roster, it's those are all the characters they give you from day one. And I'm thinking about getting the ultimate pack. I think it's like $100, and they give you like 3-day early access, a bunch of characters, a bunch of like in-game shit. And they give you also season 1 and I think season 2 DLC when it comes out, because obviously you have to wait. So it's like you prepay for DLC also. So I think it's worth it because the DLC is probably gonna be like $20-$30 in itself.
Yeah, I was thinking
So
about getting the ultimate pack as well.
yeah. So I really wanted to get the ultimate pack with the premium pack with the statue, but that shit was like almost $360. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
that shit's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money. Even though you get a lot of cool shit, you get like 5 Dragon Ball Z like limited edition playing cards and the big statue with Broly and Goku and a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, it was just a lot. And then when I went to go see it recently, I was like, let me see if I can like just pre-order it and pay half. Nah, you got to buy it straight from Bandai Namco. GameStop don't have it. I was like, man, fuck that. And then they don't even have it anymore. It's all sold out. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. I lost that. Because usually I buy all the Dragon Ball shit here from old games that I got. And it's good quality shit. So I figured this would be good too. But it was just too much, man. $360, bro. That's nuts.
So you can tag in here in this
I
game?
don't know. I think you could pick up to 3 characters and you can switch out, I think. Kind of like a Marvel Capcom kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because I noticed when the guys play this and they hit the button, this little thing pops up on the side, like right here, and it said like I think triangle X. Or you press one of the buttons and your next character comes out. So I think you can swap between them. I don't.
Okay.
Or if you die, they come out. But
because I know well Gotenks was just fighting just now. Now Gohan fighting. So I don't know if Gotenks if he lost or if he got tagged in.
Yeah, he probably got tagged in because I see these. It's like these things right. These things right here, like I think they're more energy bars you have, and then right here is a power bar, and then I think this shit right here, when you power up all the way, it saves them, and I think
it's like the Marvel, not Marvel.
Right. So if you save, like I think,
the for the ultimate,
yeah. What was it? Dragon Ball Fighters. If you save like 3, you could do your ultimate. Yeah, because some of the ultimates, see this right here, is still grayed out.
Now he Gotenks again.
Right. Yeah. So he swapped out. Yeah. So let me see if they show the.
Oh damn, that's dope. It's a whole damn.
So yeah, you saw his little triangle thing popped up. Damn, I'm trying to. It's like a little triangle thing pops up right here, and you press whatever button that character is at. It's gonna come up for like a split second. I think it's after this right here. Right, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
And I think you hit the D-pad or something, and then your character comes out.
Okay. Well, bro, look, this map is huge. Look at all that space.
Yeah, no, dude, it's nuts. The only thing I would like to see in the water, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody really fight or blast. If you blast the water and like separate it,
that'd be cool.
That would have been dope. I think it does it.
I don't think it went. I don't think it's gonna go that far.
Yeah, because that would have been nuts.
Yeah, that would have been super dope. But
because for some reason I don't like fighting in the water. It just don't make sense to me.
No, it don't.
Like water was, yeah, like weird. Dragon Ball and water was that weird place. Like they're superpower beings, but like, nigga, you could drown.
Right.
Like if I really wanted to kill you, I'll just drag Vegeta into a puddle of water and just drown him. Like if you think about it.
And then with Dragon Ball being like the power ups and the energy blast and everything, when you're in the water and you're powering up, it's like the water does nothing.
Yeah, there's no animation to it. There's only animation when you come in and out of the water.
It's not fun fighting in the water. See, like he's powering up. And then
it looks stupid. Yeah, it looks dumb. I agree. I never liked
it's just not water. Fun.
Yeah, I never thought having water in Dragon Ball was a good idea. I mean, I know obviously for scenery purposes, but it just seemed like the water was just a dumb place to fight because like niggas drown, bro. Like it don't make no sense.
He hit him. They was fighting in the air. He hit him. And when he hit the water, it didn't even splash or anything.
Yeah, and you would think being under the water, you kind of like slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's like nothing, bro.
It's like space and water don't make sense in Dragon Ball.
No, it don't.
It's like they're flying in space, and I get it, they're aliens, kind of, but like like you could breathe in space too, like and underwater. Like you guys are amazing. Like I don't know, but then Goku dies from a gunshot. Like,
but the Saiyans can't breathe in space. Frieza can. But
well, fucking Burdock was fighting fucking what's his name out in space, Frieza.
He was.
I
And
mean, that's what I'm saying. There's so
Goku,
much.
he fought Beerus. He fought Beerus. But see, that's my thing about Dragon Ball. It's like they make the rules and then they break them, bro. Like it don't make sense.
It don't.
Cause bro, they okay. GT never happened, correct? It never happened.
It's not canon. No.
So GT never happened because the creator didn't like it. So they go back and do Dragon Ball Super.
Right.
Now that he's gone, guess what they're doing? Super Saiyan 4 is going to be canon.
Oh yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just.
And then this Dragon Ball Daima is basically GT.
Mm-hmm.
But you just taking everybody and turn them into kids again.
Yeah, because they ain't like the fact that Goku was the only one that was.
But bro, if you want kids, bro, man, just give them. You got Goten and Trunks. Oh, speaking of that, did you hear about the animated movie that's supposed to be coming out? Is featuring Goten and Trunks.
No.
Yep.
It's a movie.
It's a new animated Dragon Ball movie. Is going to feature Goten and Trunks. And the only reason why I'm excited about this is because it has a Goten in it. There's nothing that there's no Dragon Ball anything where there's Goten as important in the story.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm excited for this one.
And I think that's what the movie should do. I think the show should focus on the main characters, and I think the movie should focus on the side characters.
Yeah,
like the movie should be side quest, kind of like what Super was, and I think that's why I enjoyed Super a little bit, even though I think it was a little bit overdue because Piccolo is a fan favorite and so is Gohan. I think they should have been at this level like 10 years ago versus they had to make a movie to make them powerful enough so they could keep up with what's going on in the current storylines. That's what I think. If they're doing the show and they don't have enough time to put Piccolo or put Gohan in something,
they just make a movie.
They should just do a movie for them so you can and use that movie, place it somewhere, like for instance the Tournament of Power where nobody else was fighting but Goku, Vegeta, and maybe a handful of characters. Let's say Piccolo and them didn't attend or weren't there because they were off world. They were doing this on Earth, kind of like what DC does and Marvel does with their characters. Like when they do movies, like if it's like let's say they just had Avengers and then like an Iron Man movie come out, they ask Iron Man, well, why don't you get Thor to help you? Thor's off world. Like that was a thing they would use all the time. Oh, he's off world. He's doing galaxy shit.
And then when his movie comes out, they show you what he was doing.
Exactly. And then when Avengers came in, it was all of them together. All right, they need to do that with Dragon Ball. They need to be like, okay, this is the main storyline. You know, Vegeta, Piccolo, or Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, whatever. This is their storyline. Then the movies is Piccolo, Gohan, Gotenks, maybe a little bit of Krillin, just anybody. Right, just anybody so these guys could keep up with them. You know what I mean?
I like Yamcha as a character. I really do.
And
I would love to see a storyline with Yamcha, bro.
And
you fits and all of that.
Right, but you would think that with all the technology that there is in Dragon Ball, because even though Dragon Ball looks like it's not tech savvy world, there is a lot of tech in there.
Yeah.
They just don't push that. Like Capsule Corp have capsules that turn into cars and buildings. Right. So, and they time travel and they go off into space. Like they have all these things. So, and they have the Dragon Balls, for fuck's sake. They could wish these assholes some new potential. Like, so if you really think about it, it doesn't make any fucking sense for them not to be strong. Like that's what I hate about Dragon Ball is that it's always Goku, Vegeta, and everybody else just gets left behind. But then there's other cosmic entities out there that are 10 times stronger.
But I will say this: they don't even like Piccolo and Goku. They don't even have to be on Goku's.
No,
level.
they just need to be strong enough to help. You know what I mean? They're the supporting characters.
What I'm saying is they don't even have to be a part. What if, let's say Goku and Vegeta, they over here fight, whatever going on. Gohan and Piccolo can have their own beef with other characters while they over here fighting. So these are the strongest beings in the universe fighting Goku and Vegeta over here, but over here on this side, some Gohan, some guy stole some guy's girl while he's in high school.
Yeah.
He got beef. He just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something as simple as that, bro. It don't necessarily have to be a universe threatening fight, bro. Like just have the man fight.
I think that's what Super was trying to introduce, that even though the threat wasn't a universe threat, it was still a threat. You know what I'm saying? Like the little kid or the little guy or the fat ass was he had androids laying around. Like he had what was the little fat kid, man? In Super. He was the father of, or the grandson of Dr.
Jerome?
Or the Red Ribbon guys. Like, wasn't he like the son or like the grandson or some shit like that? I can't remember. I only watched the movie once.
I gotta go back.
Well, yeah, he thought he was doing something good because he only heard about these guys through his grandfather or whatever his dad's finding.
The movie. Yeah.
The movie. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
So he thought Goku and them were bad. So he went ahead and made, 1 and 2 or whatever those guys' names were. That's what I'm saying. Like they could come up with, and that's another thing in my story. I also made sure I did. I wanted to make sure my characters were leveled with the people they were fighting, and if they weren't, you knew that by the way I made them lose in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenji thought he was the shit until he went up against somebody who knocked him out. So I try to even the playing field because I don't want him to be almighty powerful and don't know how to use his powers, but he fucks everything up. The story is too one-sided at that point. But that's what I feel Dragon Ball needs to work on. Like the story is too one-sided all the time. They could use the movie time. Yeah, they could use the movie time to make Gohan a cool character again. Because Gohan for the longest time was probably one of my favorite characters until they made him into a bitch.
Right.
And I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
I just knew after Cell, Gohan was going to become that guy in Dragon Ball Z. But
they dropped the ball on that shit, man. They dropped the ball. If they would have left Goku dead and continue with Gohan and then brought him back like later or whatever, that would have been cool. But they brought him back too fast, and then people were complaining that Gohan got pushed back again. I was like, come on, dude. Come on. But yeah, I'm excited for the Dragon Ball Zero Sparking shit. I know they also, a quick note, they also dropped a game called Dragon Ball Projects on phone. It's a mobile game. It's free to play, so yeah, it's dope. I was playing it the other day. It's obviously it's a free game. It's not gonna be Sparking Zero, but it's a fun little game to kill time. It's called Dragon Ball Project, and it's kind of like an RPG kind of ish. Like you fly through with the characters, you fight, you level up. It's a grinder game. So
what's the name of it?
Dragon Draw. It's Dragon Ball Projects.
Dragon Ball Projects. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Dragon Ball Projects. Hold on, I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, Dragon Ball Project, I think it's called, or Project Z. I know it's on the Android store because I just downloaded it. It just came out the other day.
Dragon Ball Project Multi.
Yeah, that shit.
Okay.
Yep. It has the Dragon Ball in blue in background.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, it look pretty cool.
Yeah, it don't look bad. The graphics and the colors and everything on it look dope. But yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. So
cool.
So okay. So real quick before, I know we've been on here for a minute, but I did get some people that hit me up and wanted me to ask Cloud some questions. So if you want me to ask Cloud some questions, send us a text or email or Instagram comment, all that stuff. And also, man, I've been checking the algorithm. One thing I want to say, I appreciate, we've been getting a lot of views. Like, we get a good bit of views, not for nothing.
Mhm.
We get the likes are okay, but I noticed we're getting subs, but like people watch, like I know people are constantly watching us, and they watching the duration of the whole video sometimes, which is kind of good too. But I need you guys to subscribe, baby. Like, if you want to see Ninja talk shit, subscribe so you can hit that bell, bro. I'm telling you, it's only gonna get better, dude. I promise.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I got a couple questions here. I'm gonna ask Cloud real quick. Just let me see. I'm gonna find them real quick. All right, so the first question I'm going to ask, somebody had asked me online, is do you think AI will turn on humanity? That was the first question. So I'm going to ask Cloud our first question. Good morning, Cloud. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? Ready to continue the adventure with Kenji Retrofire and Jellybean Jess?
Oh, you see, he remembered. She remembered my story. Nah, we're not doing story stuff yet. We are actually podcasting, and I got a couple questions I want to ask you. You down for that?
Absolutely. I'm down for some podcasting and ready to answer your questions. Fire away.
All right. So first question one of our viewers asked is AI going to take over humanity at any point?
Good morning. I'm excited to dive into your questions. Let's get started. Regarding whether AI is going to take over humanity. The notion of AI taking over humanity is a popular topic, often dramatized in science fiction movies and novels. In reality, the development and deployment of AI is guided by ethical principles, regulations, and human oversight. AI, as it currently stands, is a tool designed to assist and enhance human capabilities, rather than replace or dominate humanity. Researchers and developers focus on creating AI systems that are reliable, safe, and beneficial to society. There are ongoing discussions and initiatives to ensure ethical guidelines and regulations are in place to prevent any potential misuse of AI technology. While it's important to remain vigilant about the ethical implications and potential risks of AI, the goal is to use AI to solve problems, improve quality of life, and support human endeavors, not to take over humanity. So in essence, AI is a powerful tool, but its development and application are under careful human control to ensure it serves the greater good. Feel free to ask more questions or dive into any topic you'd like.
I think that was a politically correct answer, if you ask me. I think they're already learning how to bullshit us. Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna ask you one more because sometimes they be talking too much. Will human jobs be replaced? Will human jobs be all replaced by AI? I already have a feeling I know what she's gonna say, but let's see. Okay, next question. Will human jobs be replaced by AI? I already know she's gonna be like, well, Ninja, not really.
Hey there. Let's dive into the intriguing questions from your podcast viewers. Will AI take
You see how she remembered what we were talking about, though, right?
Sparks the imagination. While AI is advancing rapidly, it's essential to distinguish between Hollywood fiction and reality. AI is designed to assist and augment human capabilities, not replace humanity. Ethical considerations are a huge part of AI development, with many researchers and technologists aiming to ensure that AI is a beneficial tool for society while addressing concerns about safety and control. Will human jobs be replaced by AI? AI will likely change the job landscape, but it's not as simple as replacing human jobs. Instead, AI can automate repetitive tasks, allowing humans to focus on more creative and strategic work. Some jobs may become obsolete, but new opportunities in AI development, maintenance, and other emerging fields will arise. It's an evolution towards a collaborative work environment, where human creativity and AI efficiency go hand in hand. Feel free to fire away with more questions. This is an exciting topic to explore.
So pretty much she said what we talked about, like, yeah, we might replace some jobs, but somebody needs to fix us when we replace those jobs.
That's what I heard.
So
Exactly what I heard.
We might replace the dude flipping the burgers at McDonald's, but somebody's gonna have to come fix the flipping burger machine. So,
And,
with that being
machines
said,
always down at McDonald's. Good Lord.
Listen, I have one request. They need to get a motherfucking robot that can do milkshakes at McDonald's and not break the fuck down, bro. Like, come on. Like, I went the other day and I was like, yo, I need a milkshake and a McFlurry. Oh, machine's down. I'm like, I looked at the clock. I was like, it's 8:30. I was like, nigga, the machine's down and y'all niggas don't want to fucking clean it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bullshit me, because I just came here a little while ago and you had milkshakes. But anyway, yo, I got one more question somebody had asked. This one's a little bit different. This one is not so, yeah, let's just get into it. Okay. It says, I know someone whose girlfriend cheated on him with a midget. Ask AI and see what she says about that. Okay. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if it's just goofing around, but I'm okay with it. All right. So, Cloud, real quick. A viewer said that his girlfriend cheated on him with a midget. Can you give us a short answer for that?
I should clarify that this type of question involves some sensitive personal issues. Here's a short and respectful response. I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through this. It's important to focus on how you're feeling and consider talking to someone you trust or a professional for support. Take care of yourself first. If you have more questions or need anything else, feel free to ask.
Oh my God, that was a straight fucking doctor answer.
Sure was.
Hey, Cloud, can you give us a funny answer about the question I just asked you? Something funny. Bro, if she says something crazy.
So, of course, I'm always ready for a bit of humor. Here's a funny response for your viewer. That's a tough one. Sounds like your relationship took an unexpected short turn. But hey, love comes in all shapes and sizes, right? Hang in there. If you have more questions or need more humor, fire away.
That was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, that one was pretty good, man.
She said
that was pretty good. And she kept it like non-offensive.
Yeah.
Like that was a good one.
Oh my God, that was fucking hilarious, dog. And be the future, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
As long as we use it responsibly, I think we'll be all right. I'm definitely gonna get it to try to fix the ice cream machine at the fucking McDonald's. They need to start that first. But yeah, I guess we could just wrap it up. So we had a good show today. I think everything was good. Vibes were right. Topics were good. And I'm Ninja.
This is XP Early Bird.
And we are out of here.
Peace.
Later.